Thursday box office numbers are out, and I was going to say that it is catastrophic for Shazam, but I think I said that last video, that Shazam's box office was catastrophic. So I went to the Intertrons, and we've got some synonyms for catastrophic: calamitous, disastrous, ruinous, tragic, fatal, cataclysmic. Now, I've not heard of cataclysmal. That's pretty good, cataclysmal. I think the box office reduction for Shazam is savage. This is a savage reduction. I have seen the film. I think the film is good. It is hard for me to believe the absolutely savage position that has taken place over the box office for Shazam over this week. Now, I did say that I thought the safe bet was that it would have around about $2.8 million for the Thursday box office, but I said that I wouldn't be surprised if it was a bit above it or a bit below it because it's a bit choppy. Well, it's come in at $2.37 million. Now that, maybe that's within my range, but my range was ridiculously wide, so I would say it's not really within my range of projections. $2.37 million. Let's call it 2.4. Let's give it the benefit of the doubt. $2.4 million. It's terrible. Absolutely terrible. Okay, that is worse than I thought that the film could do this week. It started the week off, or the Monday off, with $3 million, which was where I said it had a catastrophic drop. That is a terrible, terrible drop. But it was not able to sustain the $3 million during the week. Now, Tuesday, some films get a big bump on Tuesday because you get a lot of cheap tickets on Tuesday. So Tuesday is basically, you just ignore it, okay? Tuesday is very difficult to read anything into. 61% bump on Tuesday for Shazam. Very nice, but it doesn't mean much because basically cheapskates, unemployed people, retired people, They want to see this film, they'll see other films. This is the only film really going on right now. So yeah, got a 61% bump. What else are you going to see right now? So that's good news, but it doesn't really matter. If you look at Wednesday, we got 2.6 million. That's really bad. Okay, now it's only $400,000 less than Monday, but on a percent basis, it's basically tragic. Okay, the Wednesday amount shows that Shazam has got no public support at all. Okay, the public do not know about Shazam. I'm not saying the public hate Shazam. They don't know Shazam. Okay, it's still not getting bad reviews. As I said, I like the film, but it's just no one knows what Shazam is. I was actually speaking to someone the other day about Shazam, and they said, is that the film that Shaquille O'Neal is in? So, that, like, a lot of people have not heard of this, they don't care about it, they're not going to see it, and that's what's happening. Unfortunately, I think it was pretty good. I'd say it's way better than Captain Marvel, but Captain Marvel has earned somewhere like $360 million in the US box office. Captain Marvel's smashing it out. This is not smashing it out. No one has heard of it, and no one cares about it. Now, I thought if Thursday could turn it around a little bit, maybe Wednesday was a little bit weak. But saying that, I thought Monday was really weak. So Wednesday's weaker than the Monday. I kind of thought Monday was a bit weak. Well, Thursday's worse. Okay, so it's a fact now. This film has basically failed. It has failed at the box office after the Friday. Okay, so I'm being clear here. This is after the Friday. So the Friday was good, and the film made more money than everyone predicted on the weekend. Okay, most predictions was for about $40 million, and it made 53 to 56, depending on what figure you want to believe. But you could say it was 40. And it got 56. That is an excellent result. Okay, every film would like that. 50% boost, absolutely excellent. But from the Friday on, this film has failed at an absolutely abysmal rate. The actual cost of the film, it depends where you look. Some people say it's $80 million, some say it's 90, some are saying 100. But if it's an $80 million film, this is already profitable. So I want to be clear here. This is a profitable film. There will probably be a Shazam 2. But the opportunity cost, or the hopeful cost of what happened on Friday, has not happened. Okay, the film has drastically underperformed since Friday. Friday was very, very, very good, and everything else is quite terrible compared to the Friday. Okay, if you just look generally and say, but it costs $80 million and it's made all this money now, yeah, that's good. That's good news. But generally speaking, this is an absolutely terrible result. Or in other words, it looked like it was going to beat Ant-Man on Friday. Okay, Friday was looking like we've got to beat something that can beat Ant-Man. Ant-Man made over $500 million Okay, this film is not going to make $500 million. So that's where I'm saying it's failed. So is it a complete failure? No, it is a profitable film. Maybe that won't be able to be something you can say about Hellboy, but this is profitable. So this isn't the worst case ever. But after Friday, it was looking very, very good for Shazam. It had very good reviews. They released the reviews early because they knew that they were good and they would boost the film, and everything's failed. So, the film should be doing better, okay? I personally think it should do better. It's not, okay? The film is doing terribly. It's doing, absolutely, as I said before, I can't say cataclysmic. I don't want to say it's catastrophic. The film is doing absolutely terrible compared to where it could have been. Okay, could have been doing quite well right now. It's not. $2.375 million early estimate for Thursday. That is terrible. So here's our graph here with Ant-Man, the Wolverine, Fantastic Four, Rise of the Silver Surfer, Green Lantern, and Shazam. Now, it is early again, so it's very difficult to see, but the purple line for Shazam is over the top of the rest because it's the last there, so you can see it. And Shazam is the worst of the lot. So I did say that it should, go between these films or somewhere around these films because they all opened about the same. And yes, it could go a bit better than Ant-Man. And yes, it could go a bit under Green Lantern, but I really didn't really think it would go under Green Lantern because I thought the film was quite good. Disappointing, but yes, it is going under Green Lantern right now. If we look at just the Green Lantern and Shazam graph, we can see it a little bit more clear. Shazam is under Green Lantern. Now, it's not all bad news. Again, the film's profitable. Okay, the film's going to get a sequel, and the film was good, so I'll probably watch Shazam too. That's good news. But Green Lantern really is a worst-case scenario. How bad could Shazam be? Oh, maybe it could be as bad as Green Lantern. No, it's worse than Green Lantern, okay? Again, not the quality of the film, just who wants to see it. So the box office of Shazam is basically a complete failure. Ordinarily, I would say that Shazam will be lucky to get $4.75 million for Friday, so under $5 million for Friday, I think, is not on the cards, but it could do that, could get $5 million-ish. About $7 million for Saturday, about, again, $4.7 million for Sunday, and we've got something like a $17 million weekend box office. Now, I haven't really looked closely to see what a lot of, let's say, quote-unquote credible places are saying for Shazam's weekend box office, but the few places I've looked at are saying it'll do more than $25 million. So they're saying $25 to $30 million. Now, I'm saying that from what I see, I'm going $17 million, which is ridiculously underneath this $25 or $30 million mark. Okay, some are saying $28 million, $29 million. So I'm kind of going nearly half of what some places are saying. So what else can I look at here to try to give Shazam a boost, if you like? So again, I would ordinarily be saying Shazam's getting $17 million this weekend. And it's terrible, it's catastrophic, it's not good news. So if we ignore the weekday catastrophe, wow, I said it again, if we ignore the weekday catastrophe that's happened, and we ignore the Sunday catastrophe, again, Sunday was the start of me thinking the film's got problems. So it wasn't the Monday wasn't good. 78% reduction on Monday is terrible. And yes, I said that 75% is about the worst it should get, and it got 78. And it's very easy to think, well, 78 is only 3% worse than 75. 78% is not 3% worse than 75. Okay, it's very easy to think that. That is in no way how the mathematics works. 78 is a ridiculous decrease from 75. It doesn't sound like it is, but it really is. So 78% is really, really bad. But ignoring that, okay, it was the Sunday that I thought there was some real problems here. When it was first reported that it had a 33% reduction, now the numbers changed, it was 30%. 30% is terrible for Sunday. 30% shows the film has not got any kind of word of mouth or any kind of reviews that are boosting it up. It's actually got about the opposite. And so Friday and Saturday were probably people that saw the film anyway. Sunday didn't get the increase I thought it would get because of the positive reviews. So Sunday is really what I'm basing all the Catastrophe on. But I hope that during the week we would see a recovery, and we've just seen the week collapse. So the actual weekday has collapsed, and the Sunday basically collapsed. But again, let's have a good look at this. Let's see what else we can look at. So if we take a look at what happened to a couple of films recently, if we look at Us, if we look at Captain Marvel, if we look at Dumbo, so they've had a second week by now, and if we look at some older films, look at, say, Wonder Woman, Captain America, Ant-Man, Infinity War, and Batman vs. Superman, and we'll put in the bad films here. We've got the Wolverine, we've got the Green Lantern, and so on. If you look at them, what actually happened between their Sunday open and their second Friday? So what were the Sunday to Friday differences? So let's just ignore the Monday to Thursdays. Let's just say, okay, weekday, who cares? Doesn't matter. What happened Sunday to Friday? And so if we have a look at that, Us had a ridiculous result. It only had a 40% reduction from the first Sunday to the second Friday. So that's a very new film, a very recent film, and it had a very good result. And the worst of these films, Dumbo, had a 63% reduction, which is quite bad. And so Dumbo went quite bad, Us went quite good, and the other films are somewhere in the middle there. And so if we just kind of look generally around about the middle, let's just look at a middle of the road result, not a best or worst case scenario. If we apply that kind of money to what Shazam got on Sunday, we're looking at around about a $6.2 to $6.5 million Friday. Okay, so $6.2 million to $6.5 million Friday. Now let's use the $6.5 million because we'll just give it the benefit of the doubt. And again, the reviews are good. There's no reason to err on the side of caution. The film has not got people saying this is terrible. So we use $6.5 million as a better case, not best case, but better case Sunday to Friday based on some recent films and some other superhero films. So I think if that's possible, we're looking at around about $23 million for the weekend box office, okay? Assuming that word of mouth's gotten through and the Sunday doesn't further collapse, okay? So that things have sort of boosted up and things have recovered and we don't care what happens during the week. So $23 million is what I would estimate it's possible it could get in a better case, not best case, but better case, if it can get $6.5 million for Friday. So obviously we'll wait until Friday's results are out to see actually what happened. But from what I've looked at before, $6.5 million is more than I would say it can make. Okay, I don't think right now that it can make $6.5 million on Friday. But again, ignoring the weekdays, this is kind of doable still. Okay, so this is still in the realm of possibility. Again, this isn't best case scenario. This is kind of better case scenario. So I still think it could make $23 million this weekend if we just forget about the weekdays. Now, this $23 million I'm saying is a better case is quite terrible compared to what pretty much everyone else I've seen is saying the film could make. So again, they're kind of saying $25 to $30 million is what they think, and I'm saying 23 is probably not going to happen, but I could see maybe it could make $23 million. So I don't know how it gets to $30 million. I really don't. I can't see with what's happened here, particularly on the Thursday, the Wednesday, how this film can make $30 million this weekend. Now, I hope I'm wrong. I like Shazam, and I'd be happy if it makes $1,000 million bazillion this weekend. But again, just with what's going on with the box office, it's gotten drastically worse every day. Okay, a film that has good reviews generally sustains it and doesn't lose too much money. This has bled money from the Saturday. And so the results from Saturday for this film are absolutely terrible. But maybe Friday will make a change. But anyway, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens on Friday. Maybe Friday can bring in $7 million for Shazam. And I'll be wrong, but if it does bring in $7 million, then it's looking a lot better. It'll be getting itself back on track, and it should earn more money than what the Green Lantern earned if it can get $7 million on Friday. Thanks for listening, and I'll catch you next time.